Call Haloyam Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushai, Basham Kakudash, Barakatham. Shalom. This is your fellow servant Tazawar from the GMS Orlando camp here with another lesson. First, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, whom rule well, and from whom we learn the truth. Shalom to Akim who are not in GMS, but are pushing likewise doctrine in spirit and in truth with all sincerity. To you few sisters that are listening and learning, as well as you speckled birds who are scattered among the nations, looking like those nations. To the 144,000 men, the elect men, and the rest of the hopeful elect, to you I say, Shalom. This is another installment of Hebrew Conduct. And I'm going to pretty much address an incident, that the Akim had dropped in a chat, right? This guy who was amongst the body, amongst the brothers, and he just was completely out of order. I believe his name is Imnawala or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna play this clip and then we're gonna pull some scriptures. So without further ado, let's go. And you see this is the title here. I just want to grab about right here.
So now I'm going to play some audio that the brother Uriah recorded. And this is after camp.
I love that. That's 1, 2, 3. So watch this. I love that. Here we go. I love that. That's 1, 2, 3. It's all good. It's all good. You asked me, we're going to go right back to that because you're trying to defer. You asked me what's my point. I'm telling you right now that you should know the point because of what his rebuttals are. And what he said in them after the camera, we don't got to entertain or even look at them and boom, 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 boom. Hold on a second. So you got mad that the brother said don't look at it. Don't say, see, here we go again. Stop right there again. I see so far 1, 2. Like to speak for myself, like to speak for people. Jose, you watch this right here. Does it look like I'm mad? Does it feel like I'm mad? I'm not mad up a little bit. I'm about to correct this. I'm not mad at all. If I was mad, it'll be a whole different ball game. And it's not even like that because that's not my spirit. So what I'm telling you right now, don't come at me with these. You're trying to tell me something that I'm not saying. You're trying to say something that I'm not don't say right because you already don't agree with what I'm saying, so don't say right. What I'm saying right here, so I can leave it alone. Brother, here we go right here because now it's going to be directed towards this spirit right here. Okay? Real talk. I'm not going to look. You don't got to have me up here if you want me. Just call in and say that. Let them know you call me. Oh, I'm saying this right here. I'm not looking. No. I'm not looking. No. Understand what I'm saying right now, cuz. I'm not looking to fuck away. These demons fuck the fuck up. I don't give a fuck if black, white, pink, or purple. When the Lord already given me what the fuck to do. All right? You're not going to tell me. 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 And you're not going to tell me how to...
You see, he's proud. When he was saying, you ain't going to tell me, you not going to tell me.
So that's pretty much all I want to get from this. That's all you need to really hear. Right, but again, this guy here is not even in the camp, right? He's in the company. All right. He's in the company of these brothers, and he was in the process of being vetted. Okay. Now, if you're seeking to be amongst men who have a similar mind, have a like mind, not even a similar, have a like mind, the same mind as you, all right, in service to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, whatever your portion, whatever your measure of spirit may be, whatever brick you can add to the temple, because understand something, you are a piece to a larger whole, all right? You're a brick into a temple, man. Okay, and so you can understand this organization, this church, okay, has a spirit, okay, that comes with it. And you have to be in order to partake in that. Because brothers are trying to move in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. Now, true, we all fall short from time to time. But what you don't do is say that you're not going to be corrected. That you don't give a fuck about this, that, and the third, and you're not going to be corrected. It don't matter if you are in the right or not. Okay? And it's not just one brother. He said you. So it's a council of men here. That's first and foremost. So you know how they say in the world, read the room? So Jake, read the fucking room, man. You have to take a minute and pause and say, okay, this is not coming from one brother. This is a group of men as a conglomerate addressing something. Right? That in itself should give you a sense of, it really should give you a sense of peace, man. Because if all the brothers are in agreement on something that you going off on, that means it's not just a single brother picking on you, or singling you out. All right? And for you to say what you're not going to do amongst the body, understand, you're no longer moving for yourself. You're part of an organization now, man. And you can possibly get the ministry blamed for your folly. So these men are trying to give counsel to this young brother, and he does not want to receive it. Okay? And that's a dangerous road to go down. As for Enochium, myself included, I've been reproved. Hey, brothers done checked on me like, hey, what's up with, XYZ? Why you, what the fuck going on with this type of shit? Right? And it may not even be nothing that needs rebuke. But if a brother come at you like, some shit's out of the ordinary or a little off, what the fuck going on? Like, and men, first off, men talk a certain type of way amongst one another. It's not even the language he used, the fuck and this, that, and the third. Now his tone was a little high. I will say that. Right? But there should definitely be a level of respect. That's first and foremost. And secondly, you know, the brothers wasn't talking to him the same type of way and that with that same energy, that same spirit that he was addressing the Akim. So you can't even say he was meeting a spirit. Right? Now, again, true enough, men talk a certain way amongst each other, but you're not gonna say you not just gonna be corrected. All right? Nobody is above reproof, man. Nobody. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab, before I get to rambling, let me get Romans, the 14th chapter. Right. Now, I'm going to qualify this script. All right, this is like when you read down, this is really speaking on things that brothers that are being eaten, okay? So things that you eat, all right, is what, when you read down in this chapter, that's what they're talking about. But the overarching point of what's being said here, okay, is in the heading right here when it says principles of conscience, all right, of your conscience. Okay? Now, I just want to get a couple verses out of here because this type of grace and thoughtfulness that's being expressed in this chapter can be applied to beyond just dietary law and what a man decides to eat, okay? Whether it be at a festival, anything. Okay, if you go get a plate from Big Mama house on say 4th of July or New Year's Eve, right? Thanksgiving, things that are being sacrificed to other idols and deities. You can go get a plate, although you're not partaking in that. I don't want to ramble, but again, the overarching point, this can be applied to many aspects of one's life, okay? Romans 14:1, it says, him that is weak in the faith, receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations. All right? Now, when you read down, it says right here, it says, for one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. Right? And then it says, what? Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. Right? But the point is this. Verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye. Okay? And that's, listen, whether you understand this or not, this is what it is. When you are a lone wolf, when you are a lone wolf Israelite, right? And I didn't understand this until I became part of a body. When you are a lone wolf Israelite, you are weak. It's dangerous for one, all right? Because we know that there are enemies. Israel has enemies amongst the nation and those that are outside of the nation. You make yourself a prey. Okay? Secondly, you are weak in the faith whether you can realize it or not, because you're only going to grow so much by yourself. There's no sounding board for you to bounce ideas, thoughts, understandings, doctrine off of, okay? It's a closed system. When you are solo dolo, you don't have the benefit of experienced men in your corner. It's one thing to read scripture. It's another thing to gain understanding. It's another thing to gain wisdom. And then it's another level to apply wisdom, knowledge, and understanding into your own life. And be able to move as such that those that are around you, all right, can benefit from your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, or that you can benefit from being able to maneuver in a way to keep yourself out of harm's way and to keep the ministry from being blamed. Now, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost when I say that. All right? Because, hey, Doc, you know, I had a short fuse, bro. Short fuse. You know? Hey, and the water Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that he put me amongst brothers that have labored and gained that virtue of patience, man. And not put me around guys like this, because, you know, when he talking about some, oh, if I was upset, it wouldn't, it, like, bro, stop it. You know, I'm glad he tried to clean it up saying he's not in that spirit, but that should have not even came out of your mouth. And this is what I'm saying. When you have respect for men, all right, you never even let it get to a certain point. It's clear that this guy's lacking respect. And it's like this, right? It's like when you a child, right? And you say some slick shit to your mama, she gonna hit you in your shit. She might pop you in the mouth. Right? Check that shit. When you hit about when you a little boy, that's what happened. When you hit them preteens and puberty, if you grew up in the house with your father and you saying some slick, you might get popped in the mouth by your mama, but your daddy finna come see about you. Why? Because you done disrespected his wife. Right? You done disrespected the chain of command. Likewise, this young guy here, he disrespecting the chain of command, because those men do have rank and they don't hold their office for no reason. So you got to understand, like, if you disrespecting the messenger, you disrespecting them that sent the message, the person who sent the message. So you can understand. I hope that's getting the point across. But it says, him that is weak in the faith receive ye. And that's what these brothers trying to do. They're trying to receive this stubborn individual, okay, by vetting him to see if he's worthy to be amongst the body. It says, but not in doubtful disputations. All right. So this is why when you continue to listen on that brother, he's like, look, man, you just go your way. Peace be unto you, but don't come around us no more. That was pretty much at the end of the video, right? Nobody wished him anything ill. But again, nobody's going to accept you into the fold if you can't take reproof. All right? About small things. And this was about something small on who you should and shouldn't address when people come up to the camp. Because guess what? It ain't your platform, nigga. Class is being taught there. So whoever is running that, if they tell you, look, just don't say nothing, don't fall back, you know what I'm saying? The overarching purpose is to edify. So when you're going against that, you disrupting the platform. And you getting in the way of the mission. Now, all things can be used unto edification, true enough. But if a spirit was put on a brother to bring out certain points and you hindering that, man, you going against the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Let me go down to verse 18. Right. Again, this is talking about food, but this can be applied to a lot of different aspects of your life. And it reads, for he that in these things serveth Yahweh Shai is acceptable to Yahweh and approved of men. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace and things wherewith one may edify another. Okay? That's the point. And when brothers are trying to tell you something, like to hold your peace, it is for your edification, whether you can realize that or not. Because you learn a lot by observing, man. You learn a lot by observing. You learn how brothers handle certain spirits. You learn how brothers handle certain conflicts. I know I've learned a lot by shutting the fuck up and watching other brothers work, man. Because I was like, damn, I wouldn't handle it that way. Or even if there's a point that I want to bring out, you know, sometimes the spirit, I be wanting to like say stuff, but sometimes the spirit be like, be still. And they'll say exactly what I was finna say. The Akim will say exactly what I was finna say. And I'd be like, see, but when you are amongst the body, and if you're of one spirit, that's going to happen a lot, man. And you got to realize that when the spirit is flowing, it's not just hitting one person. So again, let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace and things wherewith one may edify another. Because not only when you out there at camp preaching to the wind, not only is that for the sheep that's out there, that's for the edification of those that are amongst the body, that are in the company of those prophets, man, that are in the company of those men. So the men that's on the camera and those that are behind, you're being built up every time you come amongst the brethren. And you're being built up for your good. All right. I want to jump over. This is Romans 15:1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. All right. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. All right. So again, when you wanting to do whatever the fuck you want to do, that's your flesh. This is still talking about eating, right? And withholding and denying yourself the pleasures of food. This verse in particular is talking about denying your flesh the pleasure of food for those that may be offended by what you eat, because they may not be there yet in the spirit. But again, this can be applied to a lot in your life. The self-denial on behalf of others can be applied to many aspects in life, man. That's what it says right here at the top. Self-denial on behalf of others. That's more than just in food. The scriptures tell us sometimes you got to suffer wrongfully, right? That's self-denial. because your flesh want to be like, nigga, I'm right. I know I'm right. Let me bring out the tokens and show the proof. Whoop, 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 whoop. But you know what? You don't consider, people don't consider that maybe you suffer wrongfully. Maybe you take the low for your growth, right? That's what your spirit needs. That's what your soul needs. And then the person who was actually wrong, it humbles them and gives them another perspective when they finally come to that conclusion. And then they grow. So both parties win. The Lord is a cold chess player, just like that, man. All right. It says, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification, the building up. And that's the spirit that you have to come in, man. Because if you're not going amongst the brother and trying to please these men, right, for their edification, because don't get it twisted. All of us are in the flesh. We all getting beat down by the word out here, man. But these men, you're supposed to have a connection with these men that very few people in the earth understand. Very few. And so if you can't come amongst these individuals with brotherly love, charity, right? Because it tells us, the scriptures tell us charity covers a multitude of sins. And charity is not always money. It's not always financial. Sometimes it's letting the spirit work. Now, it could just be that you wasn't fit. That could be the spirit that, that you are just not meant to be amongst those brethren. That too is a possibility. But there's still growth that can be had. Whatever the outcome may be, man. And who knows, if the guy repents or whatever, he may or may not be given a green light to come amongst the brethren again. But you just ain't finna be word vomiting on people and thinking that I can finna take that shit. Don't get it twisted. All right? Brothers come from all walks of life. And just because brothers learn patience and learn endurance and understanding and turning the other cheek and long suffering and all those things do not mean that these men is no bitches by any stretch. So you should take heed to that first and foremost. All right? Because things always get sticky when it's men talking amongst men. But Yahweh Ratazah, right? The spirit stays on these brothers to continue dealing with people like how they dealt with this guy. And I have no doubt that it will, that it will, And luckily for him, brothers was in the spirit to like, okay, we just need some space between us because, we not on the same page. We not meshing. And see, that's the difference, because how you conduct yourself in the world is not how you should conduct yourself amongst the body, man. Or the nigga you used to be in the world. I'll say it that way. All right? The guy you used to be in the world, you can't bring that shit into the church. You're supposed to become a new creature, a new being. And that's what you get built up amongst the body, and then you take that out into the world so you have a good report. All right. Let's get Matthew chapter 18, verse 1. Kingdom. All right. Let's start at 1. And it reads, At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, Who was the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Right? And Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. So again, brother, you did not come in the form of a little child. So how can they receive you? They tried, but you spewed your own self out. And who shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. Right? But you have to be humble, man. Verse 6, But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So it was actually opposite. These brothers were more humble with you than you were with them. And you have to consider that maybe you are the one that's offending. Maybe you're the one that's committed offense. You may be offended that the brother tell you, hey, just kind of, don't entertain the demons. Right? Why would a brother tell you not to entertain a demon? Really think on that shit. You think as a lone wolf, your own man, you got more power than a group of men of the Lord? And you just gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do. Meanwhile, if some stupid shit was to pop off, like y'all was to get in the fisticuffs, even though you're not part of the camp, that should have fall back on GMS, man. Because they could say, oh, this guy was associated with such and such, this, that, and the third. And there it is. Now your ass done got the ministry blame for some fuckery. So there's wisdom when Akim say, don't address this person or that person, or don't do such and such. Why? Because there's an overarching picture that you have to gain sight of. And clearly, that hasn't happened. So this is going to be used to edify other Akim, this situation. So it's still used to edify the body. Lord willing. All right. Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offensive cometh. Okay? So, you want to make sure that you're not the one committing the offenses. Because here it is. If one brother said to you, the head brother said, hey, kind of don't, chill out on that. But here it is. So that's one man offending one, allegedly. But here it is, you bucking up against the order that's set forth, right? Amongst the congregation, amongst the church, you bucking up against the order. Now you done offended multiple brothers because everybody else is in order. So now you got one man that has offended many. Jake got to be careful, man. Listen, this is Psalms 105, And and 15, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Right? Do my prophets no harm. That harm could be more than just physical, man. Because we just read, it says, whoever offend one of these little ones. Right? So the prophets are considered the little ones of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You can do harm with words, because words carry weight. Does not the scripture tell us that life and death lie in the power of the tongue? So think about the damage you can do with your mouth. The scriptures also say that what it is. I'll pull this verse in another lesson. It might be Matthew 15. Yeah. Let me go ahead and see about it. Matthew 15. Yeah. 15, 18, and 19. But those things which proceedeth out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, and blasphemies. All right? So, have some decorum about yourself, Jake. Let me see. The brother brought out 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Right? We all know that one. Let all things be done decently and in order. Right? Let all things be done decently in order. Even what? Even when you disagree with a brother. Let's get this. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 1. It says, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. Right? So if you had a point, this is how you're supposed to be moving. You ain't supposed to be rebuking your elders. And sometimes you're going to have an elder that's younger than you. All right? He's your elder in the spirit. And that's just what it is. But again, if he's a younger, then you entreat him as a brother, man. This is where that brotherly love come from. All right? And likewise, to the older men, you're supposed to entreat them as fathers. Again, there's a baseline level of respect to be had amongst the body, man. Point blank, period. All right? And with that, I'm going to say shalom. I pray this lesson was edifying. I pray that it finds you well. Until next time, shalom wa abba babal. Shalak matah babal.